the assisted technology we have with the front door. There we go. And before we had that, we used to worry, hadn't we?
Yeah. It's made me more independent.
It's made him more independent, so he goes out and meets the neighbours and can come home and shut the house up. Should we go in?
Yeah.
Soon you could hear the noise that you've actually started it in motion. And I think it's wonderful that he's so disabled because he's got dystonia, so he couldn't get a key in the lock. And we found out about this, and I would say to any disabled person or the carer, talk to other disabled people, see how you got it, see what help there was available, talk to other carers, because it's really the way we find out about things. That's it, mate. Shut your curtains. And come and shut the kitchen ones, please. Shall I have that? You don't need that for that one. Trevor's lived here for about 4 years, and it made such a difference to our lives to know how independent he can be with the facilities like this, that he can reach down and get a simple bag of crisps without having to wait for a care assistant to come in and aid him. And it makes me as a mother and a carer really chuffed that we can have this sort of thing in Birmingham. You know, because that would enable a lot of people, and we'd actually have to pay less for care packages, so it would make sense to have more of this sort of thing around for them, and peace of mind for a carer is one of the most important things. This is another wonderful thing for anybody in a wheelchair. If they have got the ability with their hands and that to cook, they have this wonderful gadget here where you can keep all your herbs and everything on, and another one this side, which unfortunately we fill with junk, because Trevor is independent, but not independent and safe enough to do all his own cooking. This is the sink, a very easy push tap to allow the disabled person, my son Trev, to be independent and wash things up, and he feels more in control, which is absolutely perfect for dignity with disability. Trevor was given these because you can't handle a small remote control like this when you've got bad movement of your hands. So he was given them through Sally Oak to the Artificial Limb Centre. Use the TV, the DVD, the video, and everything, and it's so easy for Trev because they just press a button, whereas you can imagine on a bad day when Trevor's very tense and he shakes, to get in here and to use it, and there's absolutely no comparison in the two units. This is the wonderful wet room, but you still have things to think about, because we used to put a pedal bin here because Trevor has a problem cleaning himself independently sometimes, so we use baby wipes which block the toilet up. So we got in this bin, and if you go anywhere near it, it shoots open, and he can get rid of his rubbish. But sometimes you just sit down on the loo and push back. It's open, but it's a bit of fun and that inexpensive. It's that people need to know that these things are available. You have to think about everything for my son Trevor, because he has these disabilities, and he finds it very hard, but he can use his grab rails to get up. And then it always panics him if he has to go and answer the phone when he's halfway through doing what people do. So we got a friend of his to put him this wonderful phone in the bathroom, so he can answer the phone wherever he is in his own home. This is Trevor's bedroom, and he did buy this bed himself, which is an adjustomatic, which gives him wonderful independence. But he's got a disco light that he can have on to help him relax. And we did have an argument with social services about this monkey pole, as I call it, because they said they were dangerous. But I believe you should allow people risk, whether they're disabled or not. If it's their choice, then we have to go with that. He's got another huge remote control in here, supplied by the authorities to enable him to watch his television and sport in his bed when he wishes to. And these are Trevor's wardrobes, which you have to think of how you'd feel if you were in a wheelchair and people had to get out things off the high fitments. So what we did was we built them low, wheelchair height, that he can get a blue shirt out or a white shirt out, and it gives him choice and independence, as I'm sure everybody wants with the clothes they're wearing. We try to make everything as simple as possible in Trevor's home for all the care assistants he has, and we put labels on each drawer so that they can go bang, bang, bang without worrying if they knew, oh gosh, do I search in his drawers? This is another cupboard in Trevor's home, because as a carer you have to think about everything, and what I wanted was for him to have choice, whether he wears a beige coat, a combat coat, leather or whatever. So this was built low enough for him to reach, and if he does need certain things for the bathroom or anywhere else, he can access that shelf. We've also had some concern about Trevor being at home if there was a power cut. And actually, although this is purpose-built for someone with a disability, we put in an emergency lighting system. You'll see them in pubs, clubs and everywhere else. So it's not a brilliant light, but if the power went off now and I could show you, he'd have enough light to use the bathroom, come out of his bedroom into the lounge. Well, I went to Adults and Communities conference, and there was one of the people trained in assisted technology, and I thought, well, that sounds good. We'd like a bit of that for Trevor. And I went through the OTs, they fought me tooth and nail. You had to prove everything, but I'll always say be assertive. You know better than any professional what the cared for needs and what will enable the cared for to be independent. So just keep slogging away with it. Being a carer, it means that you're doing more for a human being than you would have to the exact same person of that age and that ability. And I think society has a lot to answer. We have real professionals that refer to paid workers who prefer to do care work as carers. We're the carers. We didn't apply for the job, you don't apply for the job. And there must be 100,000 carers within Birmingham, and a lot of them don't realise they're carers. They say, no, it's me dad or my mum or my sister, my brother. And you have to realise if it has an impact on your life, then you are a carer. Not just a mum or a sister or a brother or husband and wife. If it impacts on your well-being, you are a carer. I used to be a care assistant for social services. I got holiday pay. I got sick pay. And once I came home, I could put my telly on and forget whatever was happening in their lives, to a degree. But when with Trev, I mean, even when we go on holiday, it's always in your head that something might go untoward, and how on earth would you get back? It's a constant 24/7, and the strain that puts on the human body and the stress it puts on the human body, both mentally and physically, is absolutely tremendous. And I think we have to get society as a whole to realise this and to value people for what the work they do. I think things have changed recently, and people's expectations now are so different of when I first became a carer about 40 years ago. Trev's 43. I don't call myself a carer when I'm working with a toddler, but you know, as they don't develop as other people do. But I think, and society's more aware that carers are of value, and the government's certainly more aware because they give billions of pounds to services to help carers, but people like myself also save central government billions of pounds. So we must never underestimate the power of a carer. Well, I like to think in 1986, when carers first got recognised, and it was Tessa Jowell, I'm sure you all know who Tessa Jowell is, and Professor Marion Barnes came to ask us carers what we felt was wrong with services, and we did consultations. And I honestly feel they give us a great huge lump of granite and said chip away and make the services what you require it to be. I've been chipping away for all those years, and we have got a statue, but we haven't got our Venus yet, and we need to make services like Venus in Birmingham for carers. It's up to us to be pioneers to make Birmingham a better place for carers in the future, for all the carers who follow on behind us.